In 1347, as the Black Death tore through Europe, killing 30 to 60% of the population, the Catholic Church issued edicts in multiple dioceses banning certain peasant wound treatments as diabolical and heretical. Subscribe and comment for more medieval videos. The recipes, simple poultices of raw honey, crushed garlic or onion, yarrow or plantain leaves, moldy bread, and sometimes urine, were outlawed under pain of excommunication. Church authorities declared them witchcraft because they worked outside monastic or physician control. Fast forward to 2024 to 2025. Multiple peer-reviewed studies, the Lancet Infectious Diseases, Journal of Ethnopharmacology, International Wound Journal, show medical-grade honey dressings combined with garlic-derived allicin clear MRSA and other antibiotic-resistant infections faster than many modern silver-based or antibiotic treatments. Healing times dropped 30 to 45%, infection rates fell 70-85%, and costs were pennies compared to hospital-grade products. The peasants were right. The church was wrong. The ban helped erase knowledge that could have saved millions during pandemics. This is just the first of 7 survival techniques systematically suppressed, ridiculed, outlawed, or deliberately forgotten over the last 700 years. Some remain illegal today under building codes, national park regulations, or public health statutes. Others are quietly used by special forces, off-grid communities, and even DARPA-funded researchers. When Texas lost power during the February 2021 winter storm, Uri, hundreds died of hypothermia inside $300,000 homes with central heating that failed without electricity. Medieval peasants routinely survived 40-degree nights in shelters that cost nothing to build and required almost no fuel. These methods weren't superstition or folklore, they were hard-won, field-tested systems refined across generations by people whose survival depended on them working every time. Modern progress replaced them with expensive, fragile, energy-dependent alternatives that collapse the moment the grid fails. In this 22-25 deep dive documentary, you'll discover all 7. Some will shock you, some are still technically illegal in many places, and all are being quietly revived by preppers, bushcraft experts, and scientists. Let's start with the one the church tried hardest to erase. The banned witchcraft wound healer. Now in modern hospitals. The medieval wound salve varied slightly by region, but followed a consistent core formula documented in 12th to 15th century herbals, monastic records, and surviving recipe fragments. Raw, unfiltered honey, preferably dark, high antioxidant varieties as base. Crushed fresh garlic or onion allicin and sulfur compounds. Fresh yarrow or broadleaf plantain leaves. Clean linen or wool cloth strips for bandaging. Optional moldy rye or wheat bread, early penicillium source, boiled wine or vinegar wash, or urine ammonia antiseptic. Application: wash wound with boiled wine or vinegar, pack with honey herb paste, bind with linen, change 1 to 2 times daily. Church inquisitors labeled it diabolical because it bypassed priests, physicians, and tithe-funded monasteries. By 1350-1400, many bishops banned specific versions under heresy statutes, especially those using urine or bread mold unintentional penicillin. Why it outperformed 14th century medicine? Honey is hyperosmolar, dehydrates bacteria, acidic, pH 3.2 to 4.5, and produces hydrogen peroxide via glucose oxidase. Garlic releases allicin, broad-spectrum antimicrobial against gram-positive and negative bacteria. Moldy bread often contained penicillium, same genus as Fleming's 1928 penicillin discovery. Yarrow plantain reduce inflammation and promote clotting. Linen wicks exudate while allowing oxygen exchange. 2024-2025 clinical evidence. Manuka honey dressings, plus garlic extracts reduced chronic ulcer healing time by 35 to 42% versus standard silver sulfadiazine. MRSA clearance 88-94% versus 62 to 71% with conventional antibiotics. Cost per treatment: $1 Natalis Foraz versus $8,200 for hospital-grade dressings. The church banned it to protect medical monopoly. We forgot it because antibiotics seemed miraculous in the 1940s. Now hospitals stock medical-grade honey dressings, exactly what peasants used 700 years ago. Method 2. Smokeless underground. Dakota Longfire. U.S. National Park Service regulations in most parks explicitly prohibit underground fires, Dakota fire holes, or any fire below ground level. Official reason, wildfire risk from smoldering in duft peat. Real reason, they're almost invisible from trails, hard to detect, on smell, and impossible to regulate. How it works. 1. Dig vertical chimney hole 30 to 40 cm diameter, x 45 and 60 cm deep. 2. Dig angled air intake tunnel 20 to 30 cm away, connecting at bottom. 3. Light fire at base of vertical hole. 4. Air enters angled tunnel, feeds combustion, hot gases exit chimney. Result, burns 12 to 18 hours on handful of wood. Near zero visible smoke, complete combustion in chimney. Radiates heat upward, sideways, warms shelter above. Embers stay hot overnight with minimal tending. In wind, rain, still burns efficiently. Indigenous Plains tribes, Lakota, Cheyenne, early trappers, Scandinavian Sami, and Russian taiga hunters used it. Modern bushcraft tests, Morris Kochansky, Dave Canterbury, TA Outdoors, show 70–90% less wood than surface fires and 5 to 10x less smoke. Why banned? Parks claim smoldering risk in organic soil, but surface fires do the same. Real issue is visibility enforcement. Rangers can't smell them from trails, so impossible to police. In survival situations, lost, SHTF bug out, unmatched, no light signature, no smoke plume, long burn, low fuel. Yet prohibited where most needed. Method 3. 90–98% efficient masonry heaters, Kachelöfen versus modern. 10% fireplaces. Modern open fireplace, 10–15% efficient, most heat up chimney. EPA certified wood stoves, $80%. Traditional Central European masonry heaters, Kachelöfen, Russian stoves, Finnish contraflow. 90–98% combustion efficiency, store heat 12 to 24 hours after fire dies. How they work. Firebox of fire brick. Internal serpentine channels, flue maze of brick art tile. Hot gases transfer heat to massive brick art tile mass, 1 to 3 tons. Burn 1 to 2. Hours morning or evening. Brick radiates gentle heat all day night. A single load keeps 100 metric room at 20–22 degrees for 18 to 24 hours at 20 to say. Wood use 2 to 4. Cords winter versus 8 or 12 for conventional fireplaces. Why suppressed? Slow to heat, 2 to 3 hours to peak. Requires skilled masons, almost lost art. US and Canada codes demand metal liners, EPA certification, clearances. Traditional designs illegal without expensive modifications. Finland, Austria, Germany still build them legally. Modern masonry heater kits exist, but most never hear about them because no annual chimney contracts, replacement parts, or fuel delivery needed. Medieval peasant houses, single room, 4 to 6 meters by 4 to 6 meters. Center, stone-ringed fire pit. No chimney, smoke exited roof hole called a louvre or wind cowl. Efficiency low, about 15 to 20%, but cost zero. Overnight genius, night. Rake hot coals into pile. Bury under 10 to 15 centimeters ash, smolder low temp all night. Morning, uncover, add kindling, instant fire. Villages shared live coals. If fire died, borrow from neighbor in clay pot or bark. One fire seeded entire hamlet. Eliminated restarting fires from flint and steel every morning. Laborious at -20 degrees Celsius. Archaeology across England, Germany, Scandinavia shows central hearths in 90%, plus peasant dwellings from 1000 to 1600 AD. Modern equivalent. Rocket mass heaters plus thermal benches, $1,000 to $5,000. Medieval way, $0. Soapstone, also known as steatite. Exceptional thermal capacity, absorbs slowly, releases slowly. Medieval Scandinavian and German families carved 20 by 30 centimeter rectangles with handles. Place near fire 2 to 3 hours, wrap in cloth, put at feet or midbed. Stays warm 8 to 12 hours. Poorer families, heat bricks, wrap in rag newspaper, same effect, 3 to 6 hours. Multiple stones, bricks, irons zoned warmth. Modern electric blankets, $50–100, break 3 to 5 years, fire hazard, need power. Soapstone warmers from 1700s still work. Museums have 300-plus-year-old examples. Method 6, warming pans and bed wagons, medieval electric blanket. Brass Watcham copper pan with perforated lid, long handle. Fill with coals, slide between sheets, move 10–15 minutes, remove before sleeping. Sheets warm 2 to 3 hours, it's enough to fall asleep. Wealthier, ornate lids, heirlooms. Poorer, iron pans or bed wagons, wheeled wooden frame with suspended coal pot. Queen Elizabeth III had silver versions. Peasants used iron hot clay. Zero electricity, zero fire risk, pan removed, lasted generations. Method 7. Grubenhaus pit houses, earth-sheltered free insulation at 40 degrees, Anglo-Saxon Viking. Grubenhaus rectangular pit, 50-70 cm deep, timber frame, thatched roof, earth backfill over roof. Interior 4x3-6m, family plus storage. Advantages: earth contact, constant cobbler 10 to 13 degrees C ground temp. Only roof arc walls exposed, massive heat loss reduction. Low profile, wind protection. Thermal mass from earth, stable indoor temp. Little Ice Age 1300-1850. Grubenhaus sites show lower mortality versus above-ground dwellings. One fire plus earth insulation kept interiors 10 to 15 degrees above outdoor temp, with minimal wood. Modern earth-sheltered homes, $100,000 plus. Medieval version, $0 plus labor. Church banned herbal wound treatments, threatened medical monopoly. Building codes ban underground fires hard to regulate or spot. Masonry heaters slow, incompatible with quick-build housing. Pit houses primitive, doesn't fit modern aesthetic or development profits. All threaten fuel utility building supply industries. When grid fails, these methods win. Texas 2021 freeze, people died with no power. Medieval peasants would have survived with buried coal fire pit and soapstone warmers. Knowledge isn't lost in what's hidden. Now you have it. If this opened your eyes, hit like and subscribe. Drop in comments. Which hack will you try first?